Remember when everyone's kitchens kind of looked like an Olive Garden in the early 2000s? It was the era of the rustic Italian countryside inspired suburban vibes with the massive granite islands, the towering wood cabinets, ornate range hoods, and honestly impressive ovens. You knew the baked ziti was on point in this kitchen. There was sponge paint and wrought iron fixtures, there were roosters on literally everything, and of course, there were the grapes. Can't forget the grapes. It was the era of, this isn't a kitchen, it's a cucina. And honestly, it was kind of epic. Can we pause for a second? Does anyone know where a girl can get a meatball around here? If you know me, you know I'm always up for a nostalgia party in the comments section. So when I was reminiscing online about the good old days of the Y2K American Tuscan kitchen, I came across a few other friends doing the same. I secretly miss this kitchen. I felt so safe in these kitchens growing up. Okay, but food from this kitchen just tastes better. You got that right, Mason. The moms who had this kitchen were always really nice. So true. My aunt had more than 100 roosters in hers. I know because I counted. So iconic. And last but not least, when you're here, you're family.
When you're here, you're family.
Nailed it. I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised to find all the love and sharing and generally positive feels going around on the internet for the old Tuscan kitchen of suburban days past. Us millennials really do cherish our nostalgia. And of course, our unlimited breadsticks. Even Dwell magazine agrees. According to this article, the millennials called, and they want their Tuscan kitchen back. Welcome back to A Style is Born. This season, we're getting into some of the incredibly inspiring styles and design traditions of countries and cultures all over the world. And today, I'm inspired by what's proving to be the timelessly Tuscan kitchen style. So inspired that I think we should take it back to the source, the old country, the original Tuscan kitchens of Italy. Ah, Tuscany, the land of art and olive trees, dolce vita and vino, the central Italian region of shingled villas and stone cottages and castles, all cozied into rolling hills of vineyards and olive groves and cypress trees. From museums housed in exceptional architecture to seaside towns and little hilltop villages, you have no choice but to fall in love with and in Tuscany. It's the birthplace of the Renaissance. It's where Michelangelo sculpted David and where Botticelli painted the birth of Venus. And of course, it's the inspirational origin of the quintessential rustic Italian kitchen style that swept the American suburbs of the early 2000s. Pretty impressive. Now, I have absolutely no doubts that the Americanized Tuscan kitchens of our childhood memories were designed with the intention of evoking the warmth and the hospitality of a true Italian home. But did Americanized Tuscan kitchens truly reflect the authentic Tuscan style? I have a feeling that the OGs over there on the peninsula might look a little different. Let's get into it. For one, kitchens in Tuscany aren't trying to be Tuscan kitchens. In fact, these spaces were cultivated from thousands of years of architectural, agricultural, and culinary traditions, before the region was even Italian. I'm talking the Etruscans, BCE stuff, as in way before the Romans, and definitely way before, like 1500 years before, Christopher Columbus could even say sailboat. Tuscan kitchens are, as they say, evolved. The iconic old world charm of the original Tuscan kitchen, as well as the cuisine that came out of it, hails from generations upon generations of rural peasants in the region whose way of life shaped the essence of the rustic style. Built with local materials like terracotta, stone, and wood, the typical Tuscan kitchen reflected design deeply connected to agricultural and surrounding landscape. Elements such as large fireplaces, open shelving, and rustic wood furniture were not just aesthetic choices, but practical solutions for everyday living. Living that definitely embraced the communal spirit and still does today. Moreover, the essence of this kitchen design has evolved with the Tuscan concept of Cucina Povera, or peasant cooking, which emphasized making the most of simple, readily available ingredients that a family could grow or produce themselves. All of these things that make up the quintessential Tuscan style of Italian kitchens today are direct descendants of these humble origins. And as far as the decor goes, traditionally, decor is minimal but meaningful. Ordinary copper pots, ceramic dishes, and woven baskets are practical rustic charms with purpose and place. Yes, even the roosters. Fun fact, did you know that roosters have such a special place in Italian culture because they're symbols of good luck? The 15th century story goes, Giuliano Medici of the powerful Medici family was throwing a party one night in the Tuscan village of Galena, where a rival Florentine family had arranged to have him killed. But when the assassins crept toward the party late that night, they happened to trigger a group of nearby roosters who immediately erupted into a frenzy. The intruders were stopped in their muddy tracks, and the party was instantly alerted to the murder plot. You can imagine the medieval Italian fate the Medicis had in store for the failed assassins, as well as the legendary decor destiny for the heroic roosters. Following an additional celebration the next night, Giuliano Medici ordered his artisans to fashion ceramic replicas of the roosters into wine pitchers to be gifted to all the peasants of the village for continued good fortune and protection. A free rooster pitcher? Now that's something to crow about. I bet the aunt who had over 100 roosters in her kitchen is the luckiest woman alive. So it's obvious that the stereotypical American Tuscan kitchen that took over the 2000s doesn't totally fully represent all of its old country aspirations. Rather, these kitchens are more aesthetically coded to simply feel Italian. Kind of like a chicken parm, I guess, a dish that actually started in the States. So then I ask, why the year 2024, 21 years after Under the Tuscan Sun premiered, and 25 years after The Sopranos, have we come to embrace again the iconic American Tuscan kitchen, even if its kitschy charms fall short of the real thing? I have a few ideas. Maybe some of the nostalgic love is just for the nostalgic LOLs. After all, today you'll find that a ton of our questionable early 2000s trends have come back around as true camp icons. But my other theory is this. Doesn't it make sense that we'd want to bring a place with such beauty, history, culture, and food into the one room in our homes where we can create all of those things for ourselves? The kitchen. Not to mention, if you were a kid in the American Tuscan kitchen area, you know these were the houses with the best snacks, the funnest sleepovers, the coldest ACs during the summer, the Disney Channel, and plenty of wall-to-wall carpeting to sink your toes into. Millennials just want to have fun and want to relive their childhoods with interior design. So friends, if there's one thing I hope you can take away from this episode, it's this. The point is, trends come and go, but home can evolve at your pace with styles that you love. Home is about loving what you love, regardless of what's on trend or what everyone agrees with. I'll also add, if I've learned anything from the internet, it's that styles from the past will always find their way back again. Even if they have new names like Grandpacore or Whimsy Goth or Modern Mediterranean, a name I've actually heard associated with an updated Tuscan style going around these days. Whatever you call it, home is how you evolve. And hopefully we can all make it as cozy, functional, and communal as a Tuscan kitchen. With that, thanks for another sweet style adventure. Be sure to share this video with the friends whose Tuscan kitchens always made you feel like family. And if you're really inspired, Wayfair of course has tons of Italian and Tuscan inspired pieces, so you can proudly say, this isn't a kitchen, it's a cucina. Ciao.